on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Okay, a chilling call that we were just taking there, Shawn, Illinois. And yes, the mainstream media is doing that drumbeat again that they did ahead of 9/11, ahead of Oklahoma City, saying the terrorists are going to hit you and we're going to take your rights away to keep you safe. They create that false equation that you give up rights and you get safety and you get prosperity when we know it's the opposite. Liberty is the engine of prosperity. Tyranny is the engine of death and degradation and humiliation. And yes, I've been seeing all those different editorials where they're really hyping the terrorists coming. But this won't be like 9/11 where nobody's watching. Look at the underwear bomber a year ago. We had our listeners on board. Kurt Haskell was a listener. He saw the government get him on the plane. The media tried to deny it. But months later, it came out we were right and it was all true. And now even mainstream news. Drudge on Monday linked to Kurt Nimmo's article. In fact, I just got to say, incredible job, Matt Drudge, that had all the history of these being staged events. Mutalib, all of it. And Anwar al-Awlaki at the Pentagon. I mean, it's incredible. Great job, Kurt Nimmo, by the way, with that article he did about the TSA rolling out nationwide. But this stuff's coming out. And so, yes, of course they want to stage big terror attacks. I predicted one right before the election. You notice you saw the Dud attacks so they could pose as our saviors. But that's why we've got to get the word out about government-sponsored terror. Shawn, go ahead and finish your point.
What was chilling, I mean, you hear about that all the time, that there could be a terrorist attack. Both these guys, they didn't just say there was going to be a terrorist attack. They described what was going to happen. And they said that there's going to be somebody in a highly populated area, they're going to have an exploding vest, a car bomb, or machine guns. And then after that, that's when they put their political points out. Alex, I've never read anything like that before.
What's the headline? What's the headline on the article?
It's Cal Thomas and Bob Beckel. I read it in the newspaper. I think it's online, but it's the USA Today. I would encourage you to look at it.
No, but what was the headline like? Like, we're going to have terror 2011? Cal Thomas?
No, it's in the 2011 prediction. It's about halfway down. They're talking about basically so Cal Thomas, Bob Beckel, 2011 predictions. I'll get it to the Watsons right now because we need to point out that we have the CFR report they put out a year before 9/11 predicting it all, and then they bragged about how right they were. So they just love doing this. Amazing. I ask you a question real quick. Why do they do it? I mean, it can't be that important to them, this stuff. I mean, it cannot be that important to kill people.
Well, let me go further. Why have they had scores of top Republicans, Pentagon statements, a whole bunch of Obama people like Robert Shapiro in the Financial Times of London, to the point of Beck came out a month and a half ago and said they're going to stage in Oklahoma City and blame it on people like me. Beck said they're going to blame it on him, which is actually true. If you read the Southern Poverty Law Center and Media Matters, George Soros talking points, it's two people. They say Glenn Beck and Alex Jones are going to cause mass death. And they've already trained the cops in the last 5 years. There will be car bombs. There will be local attacks. They bought all the robots in all the cities. I mean, and the feds are going to do it. They're going to roll out. I mean, again, just like they massed all the U.S. troops in and around Afghanistan, signed the launch order the day before 9/11, they've got their architecture in place. They've already trained the cops. It's coming. The cops, like robots, when it happens, will bow down to the feds, the threat fusion centers. They need a trigger to really bring in hardcore martial law. We're already in serious martial law with the groping, the checkpoints, the federal TSA rollout. This is when we go into depression. Why do they kill people? Because they need to scare folks. They need to kill some people and say, look, people died. You better let us support you. We care about you. Again, when we're not injecting Guatemalan children with syphilis or radiating U.S. troops or murdering U.S. foster children in pesticide studies, we're protecting you from terrorists. We wouldn't do it. Oh, don't listen to this theorist out there. No, give us your rights and we'll give them then the money. We're going to take care of you. Nice man in black uniform will help you. Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program.
HomeGain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a HomeGain agent. Share the HomeGain150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the HomeGain Gorilla, to find out more about how HomeGain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com. Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday-priced packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans. And the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family, not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
Again, go to gusset.com/America today.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We're getting your predictions for 2011. And also what you think was most important in 2010. Dr. Roberts is only with us for 2 segments, so coming up at 33 after, I'll go to Sam, Chris, James, Caroline, Ken, and others that are patiently holding. We got Max Kaiser coming in on the 4th hour today, Bob Chapman popping in, open phones interspersed throughout the next 3 hours that we have left here. He's written a lot of important articles we've been posting up at Infowars.com. America's caught up with 1984. Dissent is what rescues democracy from the quiet death behind closed doors. Continues here. He's also got a report out on 2011, and we're going to be breaking all of that down with him today. But first off, I wanted to get Dr. Roberts' take on people like Ezra Klein of the Washington Post and MSNBC analyst. More and more of these Congress people and others, they just keep saying the Constitution doesn't matter, that it has no binding power, that it's bad. I see judges saying it. I mean, they know what they're doing. They're really, I guess, trying to acclimate us to real tyranny, Dr. Roberts.
Certainly looks that way, Alex, and it's quite amazing. The Constitution doesn't seem to have any friends except perhaps the American Civil Liberties Union. The law schools are quiet. The bar associations are quiet. For the most part, the judiciary is quiet. So when people give up on democracy and they give up on the Constitution, then the only thing that's left is dictatorship. And generally they are tyrannical for anyone who gets in their way or is inclined to challenge them.
Dr. Roberts, what did you think of the reports in the last 2 weeks confirming that Homeland Security was not just only spying on members of the legislature of Pennsylvania, but also in Tennessee and in Florida, actually sending spies into Ron Paul Campaign for Liberty meetings and spying on the ACLU and listing them not just as extremists, but as possible terrorists?
Right. Well, if all these reports are correct, then quite clearly they're going to shut down any dissent and shut down any protections that people have in the Bill of Rights against the government. Alex, look, what was probably the most awful thing that happened? When Obama was elected with very large majority and a lot of support, and the Democrats had the House and the Senate. And all of those Democrats have the responsibility to uphold the laws of the United States. They're all sworn to uphold the Constitution. And yet their leader in the House, Nancy Pelosi, said over and over and over that they're not going to look into the crimes of the Bush regime, despite the fact that the crimes were well known. They're unequivocal. We know for a fact that the Bush regime violated American statutory law by spying on Americans without obtaining warrants from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. We know for a fact that Bush, who admits it in his book, violated U.S. statutory law by torturing people, which is against American law. We know for a fact that the Bush regime committed treason. They led us into a war based on lies and deceptions. This is high treason. It's also a war crime. So we have these enormous crimes, and nothing was done. So what the Obama regime did was to accept the precedent established by the Bush-Cheney regime that the executive branch is not accountable to law. Now, if you compare this to just a few years ago when the House of Representatives impeached Bill Clinton because he had a sexual affair with a White House intern and lied about it. And you go back a few more years, and Nixon had to resign because he lied about when he first learned about the Watergate burglary. So you've seen a tremendous collapse in the authority of law in the United States, in the accountability of government. And as you say, that's the end of the Constitution. And we see also all sorts of clampdowns on dissent, so that now dissent is the equivalent of terrorism or aid to terrorists. It's extremism. They're investigating war protesters. They're spying on everybody. So it's a police state. I've said that several times over the past years, but we now see it demonstrated. They feel the ability simply to show that that's what it is.
And Doctor, I want to elaborate on that, because just 2 months ago or so, I had you on the show, and I said they're now putting their hands down people's pants, and you said, Alex, and I don't blame you, because it's insane, send me a video of that. I'm not, and then of course then it blew up nationwide, and the videos are now out there, and this show was the epicenter of that. But I mean, just so you know, it's in the mainline papers in Tennessee and Florida. They got the documents. For those that don't know, it is confirmed that they didn't just list Ron Paul's groups as being a sign of extremism. They went and spied on them as potential terrorists. They've had the Army spy on Ron Paul and myself. I was sent that by moles inside the Army a year and a half ago. And so I understand even your apprehension, because I have it as well. I think when we come face to face with such bona fide, arrogant tyranny,